So we will be dealing with, I think SCM DM is one paper. Usme DM part I will be handling as of now. Decision making. I hope you know this is for 40 marks. SCM is for 60 marks. DM is for 40 marks. So I will be handling this 40 marks paper. It looks like only 40 marks, but the paper is very vast, very vast. OM, I hope you know kitna vast syllabus it was. So like that only DM also syllabus is there, whole vast. Now in DM, I will give you the two books I will give you. 99% of the questions will come from these two books only. I have never seen any question coming out of the box. Complete question out of the box, I've never seen coming. Rarely what happens is maybe one or two adjustments they may ask extra, but very comprehensive book this is. One is a class book and the second one is workbook. So two materials will be given to you. Maybe they may print both the materials together or they may give you separate materials, but two books will be there in total. Class book may we will have pure theory, like theory relating to whatever chapters we have. And the lucky part for you is in DM, it's completely opposite of OM. Theory is very less because most of the theory I've already studied in OM. So we have DM में very less theory. And workbook में we have problems and MCQs. Problems we will discuss, MCQs we will discuss, these two. In addition to these two books what we give to you, I will also give you handwritten notes. So handwritten notes, what you can do is daily what I write, you keep writing and solving the problems. And once the syllabus is completed, I'll share PDF also, you can take a print. And after this, last 4 to 5 attempts ka question papers. Papers also I will solve in class. So we will solve theory we will do. Then we will do all the problems of institute material. Some extra problems also I've added in the material. Plus we will discuss all the MCQs and handwritten notes anyhow will be given to you in the class. In addition to that, last 4-5 attempts ka paper of DM also we will solve in class. I will, like, once a particular chapter is completed, last 5 years ka question papers what we'll do, related questions we will finish it off. So when I'm doing this, you'll come to know that what we are studying in class, as it is, those people are asking questions. 99%. 1% little adjustment they may change here and there, but mostly it will be from my material only. So, but what exactly are we going to study in decision making? In decision making, we are going to take decisions. And in entire DM syllabus, only two types of decisions are there. Maximization, minimization. Simple. Every chapter, only two types of questions we have to solve, either maximization or minimization. Now, maximization of what? Our objective in decision making is maximization of profit or minimization of loss or minimization of time. Here, either minimization of loss or minimization of time. These are the objectives. Simple. This is entire chapter में only two things. Every chapter, any problem we go, our objective will be either maximization or minimization. Now you tell, if I minimize the loss and if I minimize the time taken to complete a task, if I minimize the cost, automatically profit will be maximized. So they're very simple objective. We have nothing much, no need to worry here, simple chapter. Now, I'll brush up the entire syllabus, what we are going to study, what all chapters we have. Along with that, I will also tell you guaranteed sure questions in exam, what they will ask. We have linear programming here. Of linear programming, inter level pe, I think you have three types of problems. Three types of problems. One is primal dual. One is primal dual. Have you done these type of problems? Primal dual. This is what you have done at inter level, pure basics. You are little advanced we have. Second concept what we have in linear programming, what you have already studied at inter is formulation. formulation of linear programming problems. And then I don't know whether your faculty has taught you or not, solution. Inter level में examples are given. In solution we have two types. One is graphical method and second one is simplex method. Have you have an idea regarding these two? Simplex, primal, dual, everything? Okay. Anyhow, I am going to explain in complete detail with more conceptual clarity. So what is that? Why we do like this? Why we take this and all? Everything I'll explain in practical manner. So this, अब linear programming में you will get पक्का 7 marks guaranteed questions. 7 marks, 100% sure question this is. Without linear programming, our question paper is incomplete. Next. Then we move on to second unit. This also you have already covered in your intermediate, that is assignment. Assignment is, I hope you know, assignment 1:1 ratio may we used to divide balanced, unbalanced. So here we have assignment may same concepts we have what you have studied, but little advanced. One is balanced, unbalanced problem. Then we have maximization, minimization problem. And then we have last one, restricted assignment problems. This is a new concept for you. These two you have already studied, that is balanced, unbalanced, maximization, minimization, and new problem what we have is restricted assignment. Then we have third chapter, which is transportation. I think transportation is also covered in intermediate. In transportation, we have same. We have for अपना ये IBFS, and then we have optimality. Only two concepts we have. I think IBFS you already know. We have three methods for IBFS. What are those? Vogel's approximation method. Then we have northwest corner rule, and then we have least cost method. I think in your intermediate you might have studied least cost row, least cost column, least cost matrix. In our syllabus we have only least cost matrix. Least cost matrix. We don't have least cost row, least cost column and all. So we have Vogel's approximation, northwest corner rule, and least cost matrix method. Bus, only these three. And I hope you already know, even at inter level also, you have to solve the problem using Vogel's approximation method. And in optimality, we have only one approach, that is Modi approach. And then we also have something called stepping stone approach. So Modi approach and stepping stone. I think stepping stone is little bit new for you, but Modi approach you might have already seen. Yes, we calculate UIVJ, allocated cells ko we calculate UIVJ, CJ minus UIVJ. Those calculations are Modi. But don't worry, anyhow, I will assume that you don't know anything and I will teach, because inter level pe what you have studied is basics actually. So these two we have, and transportation 99% they've asked for 7 marks. 99% they ask for 7 marks. But in case if they don't ask transportation, then there is a 1% chance that they ask for 7 marks assignment. In last 5 to 6 attempts, only once assignment has come. Inter mein they never ask transportation, they ask assignment. Final mein mostly they ask transportation rather than assignment. But I think recent to recent attempt mein they have asked. December 26 mein they have asked assignment. Otherwise, in last 5-6 years, I have seen only transportation only. This is chapter number 3, which you have already studied. Then we have one more chapter what you have already studied, that is PERT CPM. PERT CPM. And I hope here only two concepts are there. One is PERT, one is CPM, but you also have something called crashing. Inter level pe only one problem was there on crashing. Here we have many concepts on crashing. So these three concepts only we have PERT CPM using what? Crashing. And this is also 100% guaranteed question for 7 marks. Guaranteed question for 7 marks. So here you have 100% guaranteed question linear programming. Then you have assignment and transportation may say any one question, which will be mostly transportation. And then you have guaranteed question on PERT CPM crashing. So 7 into 3 guaranteed questions, 21. Next. Then we have game theory, which is a completely new chapter for you. Inter level, not inter. Maths may you might have seen about matrices. Based on matrices only, we have one concept here, game theory. Little logical, but if you understand the logic, all problems exactly same. 10 minutes may you can finish this problem. Then we have sixth concept, sixth chapter. Tell me the chapter names in your inter. Which one? Business applications of maxima minima. Business application of maxima minima. You will, in this chapter, you will remember your mark when you see the question. It will twist your brain like anything, but I will try to make it as simple as possible, because it's a guaranteed 7 marks question, 100%. Again, in group 4, I take that subject, SPM BB. In SPM, again, you have the same concept. In economics ke topic, you have the same concept, guaranteed question. So here we use derivatives like single derivative, double derivative. We use here derivatives ka concept. I'll try to make it as simple as possible because lots of rules are there here. So here also 7 marks guaranteed question. So 7 into 4, 100% guaranteed. Then we have data analytics chapter. Data analytics. It's a pure theory chapter. Just ignore it. They've never asked anything. MCQ also, I've never seen them asking anything. Just ignore them. Last May we will do this. One day it's more than enough. 1 hour per class. Then we have time series and regression analysis. Time series and regression analysis. Now here also mostly 80% of the chance that this also you get for 7 marks. 80% chance that mostly you will get for 7 marks. In case if you don't get, then they may ask you game theory, which is 20% chance for 7 marks. Game theorem, if they ask you, they'll ask you graph wala. Graph method mostly they ask. So one is linear programming, guaranteed question. Then we have assignment or transportation. May mostly they ask transportation. In case if they don't ask transportation, then mostly they ask assign. Then we have PERT and CPM, guaranteed question for 7 marks. Then time series and regression analysis, 80% chance of coming. And game theory, 20% chance of coming. Like that ratio. Business applications of maximum minimum, guaranteed question. This to pakka they will ask 100%. And majority of the students will leave this question and come. Don't do that. Then we have data analytics. As I already told you, not that much important. Very rarely they ask. I've never seen them asking. Then we have time series and regression analysis, 80% chance. Then I think your favorite chapter in Inter, simulation. Simulation. That simulation also guaranteed question for 7 marks. 100% they will ask. Simulation also 100% they will ask in exam. So these are the units what we have in our syllabus. So guaranteed questions are 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5. So 5 into 7, 35 marks. But be careful in DM. MCQs are very technical. Unless and until you are very perfect in your OM, or if you are very clear in your topics, matlab level of understanding should be very high, then only you can answer the MCQs. They will twist your brain like anything. And there are chances where 80% of the MCQs will come from what we have studied. 20% MCQs will be outside the box, completely different. Anything they may ask. I have seen them asking questions on mathematics. I don't know that formula, plus or minus B. I don't know what is that. They ask questions from here also, which is not a part of our syllabus also they will ask. So you have to be very careful. So these are the basic chapters what we have. In these, now you tell which one you want me to start. Don't tell simulation. Simulation we will do second because simulation may questions are very lengthy. Which chapter you want me to start? Linear programming I won't start because tomorrow you won't come if I start linear programming. Very difficult. So we'll start transportation. I'll give you detailed notes that you need not worry. Once you see the notes, I don't think so you'll forget anything. But practice is very important. Now, this is a basic concept of our syllabus. And as I already told you, what is our objective here? Either maximization of profit or minimization. Now you tell. Linear programming, mein which objective we have? Do we go for maximization or minimization or both maximization and minimization? Linear programming. Don't remember? Okay. In some cases, it will be maximization. In some cases, it will be minimization. Then assignment, minimization of cost. Here, linear programming can be maximization also, minimization also. Assignment and transportation only, minimization of cost. PERT and CPM will be minimization of time. Minimization of time. Then game theory, minimization, maximization both. Minimization, maximization both. Next, business applications of maximum minimum, name only tells either it will be maximization or minimization. Then time series and regression analysis, minimization. Simulation, maximization or minimization. Somewhere or the other. That you need not worry. When we are starting the chapter, during introduction only, I'll tell what exactly we are going to do. So I will start with a very easy to understand but little lengthy chapter, that is transportation. I'll give you introduction only today. Main thing will start tomorrow only. Because one week introduction of syllabus is useless. Now, transportation. Can someone tell me transportation means what? Whatever you know, you tell. No problem. Anything you tell. What is transportation? Meaning of transportation. Acha, transportation can I do for goods? Correct. From one place to other place, if I transfer, is called what? Transportation. Up transportation can be transportation of goods also. It can be transportation of passengers also. Correct. But our syllabus focuses on what? Transportation of goods, not of passengers. We are not going to study transportation from Ola, Uber, Rapido point of view. We are going to study transportation of what? Goods rather than services. Clear? Abhi. In transportation, two things are very important for us. One is source, the other one is destination. One is source, the other one is destination. Now, from factory, I am sending the goods to warehouse. From factory, I am sending the goods to warehouse. You tell what is source, what is destination. Factory is what? Source. And warehouse is what? Destination. Next. From warehouse, I am giving it to retailer. Warehouse is now giving the goods to retailer. Now tell, warehouse is what? Source. And retailer is destination. Retailer is now giving to whom? Consumer or customer. Now who is a retailer now? Source. And customer will be destination. So two things are very important, source and destination. There is one source or there can be many sources. There can be many sources, there can be many destinations. So to avoid the confusion in our syllabus, we will always assume that source is always factory. Source is always factory and destination is always warehouse. We will assume this one. Source is always factory and destination is always warehouse, nothing else, to avoid the confusion. Achha, you tell. Factory will demand the goods or factory will supply the goods. So that is why factory co we call supply point. We call supply point. Then obviously what will be the warehouse? Demand point. So source is always in our exam, in our situation, in our syllabus, we will always assume that source is what? Factory, and factory will demand the raw materials or it will supply the raw materials. So that is why factory co we call which point? Supply. And destination is always for us what? Warehouse. And warehouse, what do we call? Demand point. Whenever we are doing any problem on transportation, supply point should be taken in a row. Never take supply point in a column. We always take in a row. And demand point we always take in column. And demand point we always take in column. Here. So source is factory, which is also called as supply point. And how do we show in a table? Row. Destination is what? Warehouse, which is demand point. Where do we show? Column. In question, imagine, in question what they have given. They have taken in row, demand and they have taken supply where? In column. Then you cannot solve the problem like that only. First convert this into row and column properly, then only solve. So first whenever any problem is given, what check what? Supply point should be there in row, demand point should be there in, if not, change the numbers and do the problem accordingly. Now, a question comes, who gave exactly the concept of transportation and why they gave? अब transportation का concept, three people. No, let us divide it into two parts. Let us divide the concept of transportation into two parts. First part can be solved using linear programming problem techniques. I hope you know linear programming में formulation will be there, solution will be there. Again in solution we have two methods, that is simplex method and graphical method. So there was one person called George B. Danzig. There was one person called George B. Danzig. He told that same concept of problems of transportation you can solve using what? Linear programming. Matlab using simplex and graphical method. So what happened after listening to these people? People started using what? Linear programming to solve the concept of transportation. But the biggest drawback was It used to take days and days to solve the problem of transportation using LP. So that is why later on what happened is, later on when people started facing lot of problems, lot of complications, lengthy calculations, then there someone came and told new method. Someone gave what? New method to solve transportation problems. New method to solve transportation problems. And these two people are, initially it was given by a person called Hitchcock. Who gave the concept? Initially, Hitchcock. Hitchcock told, no, no, don't use the concept of linear programming. I will give a new method to you. But because this person was not much popular, transportation method did not become much popular. Later on, one famous person called T.C. Koopmans. There is one person called T.C. Koopmans. This fellow was a very popular mathematician and statistician. When he suggested people to use a new method, this method became popular. So, in general, in the concept of transportation, how many people are involved? Three. Out of that one person called what? George B. Danzig, what did he tell? He told us that we don't want any new method. You know linear programming. Same transportation ka problem you solve using what? Linear programming problems. No need to anything new. But when people started using the concept, they faced lot of problems, lot of complications, lot of delays. That is why some new method was given. What is that new method? I will tell now. Initially, this new method was suggested by whom? Hitchcock. You can say this fellow, you can say as the father of transportation also you can call. But because this person was not much famous, people ignored this fellow. Again, same concept, again, who asked people to adopt? T.C. Koopmans. Because he was a very popular mathematician and statistician, people started using new method. And this method became popular. That was the history of transportation. And it became popular because of T.C. Koopman in 1947. In 1947. Now, the entire concept of transportation was minimization. Simple. Minimization. The entire concept for was minimization. Transportation is applicable for maximization or minimization. Initially, today you can solve maximization problem also in minimization. It's okay. But initially when it was designed, these two people designed the concept keeping what in mind? Minimization. What to minimize? Minimize the cost of transportation. The main purpose of designing this method was minimizing the cost of transportation. But today, for maximization also I can use, for minimization also I can use. For maximization, you can't use directly. You have to convert a maximization problem into, then you can use. Directly we can't use. That same method what you have learned in Inter, exactly same copy and paste. Understood till here? Now, the question comes, how to solve? How to solve the concept of transportation? Who using which method? New method given by these two people. Now, from here, our actual game starts. You open the institute material. This much theory is only given. There is nothing much because you have already learned. Now, how to solve? There are two steps. Step number one is IBFS, initial basic feasible solution. Initial basic feasible solution. Step number two is optimality. Step number two is optimality. 2 steps you have to finish. Step number 1 is IBFS. Step number 2 is optimality. But before solving, 2 things you check. Whether it is balanced or unbalanced. And also check whether it is maximization or minimization. Whenever any question is given on transportation, before starting anything, check whether it is balanced or unbalanced. Also check whether it is maximization or minimization, because IBFS can be applied only when it is balanced plus minimized. Only when your problem is balanced and minimization problem, then only you can apply the concept of what? IBFS. So any question comes, first check what? If it is unbalanced, convert into. If it is maximization, convert into minimization. Once you are done with this, then only start what? IBFS. Before IBFS only you have to see. Now here you have 3 methods. One is northwest corner rule. Then we have least cost matrix method. And most important one, Vogel's approximation method. In syllabus, that flow will ask you to solve as per Vogel's method only. So step number 1, you have to find out what? IBFS. In IBFS, how many methods? 3. NCWR, LCM, VAM. And most important is what? Vogel's. That fellow will not mention in the question what to do, but it is mandatory for you to follow what? Vogel's approximation method. Step number 2 is optimality. For optimality, now what you have to do? First check number of allocations. Number of allocations should be equal to m plus n minus 1. I am writing the entire chapter ka overview and steps now. I am not explaining anything much. Once we start the problems, deeply I will explain logics behind that. You have to, before optimality, what you have to do? Check this. Here 3 situations may come. When you are checking the optimality, 3 situations may come. Wherein number of allocations can be equal to m plus n minus 1. This is situation 1. Situation number 2, number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1. Number 3, number of allocations are greater than m plus n minus 1. These 3 situations will come. This situation, if it comes, if number of allocations are more than m plus n minus 1, somewhere something you have done wrong. This situation will never come. Here, this situation will never come. Because here, transportation also, like let us say, I am having 5 warehouses. I am telling that, factory is telling that I have supplied the raw materials to 6 warehouses. How many warehouses I actually have? 5. But I am telling that I have supplied to how many warehouses? Practically possible or not? That is what. Number of allocations cannot be greater than m plus n minus 1. I hope you know what is m. What is m? Rows. N is columns. Everything I will explain logics when we go to problems, because without numbers explaining logic is difficult. Now, if this situation is there, number of allocations are equal to m plus n minus 1, then directly apply Modi approach. I told you 2 approaches are there, right? One is stepping stone, the other one is Modi. But problems may we have only Modi approach. Stepping stone, little theory we have, nothing much. But if number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, then what to do? Then convert into number of allocations is equals to m plus n minus 1. Clear? So if number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, what do you do? Transfer, convert into what? M plus n minus 1 should be equal to number of allocations. But question comes, how do I do this? I do this using something called epsilon. Epsilon. In short, E. I use what? Epsilon. And value of epsilon is 0. Value of epsilon is 0. But many students don't know the actual rule of epsilon. Where exactly to put the epsilon? Like number of allocations are 7. M plus n minus 1 is, let us say, 8. How many epsilons I should keep? 1. But where? You can't keep wherever you want to. Some rules you have to know for this. 3 conditions are there. Any box which satisfies 3 conditions, I will put what? Epsilon. I'll write those conditions. First, it should be unallocated cell. Condition number 1, unallocated cell. Condition number 2, in that unallocated cell, it should have lowest cost. It should have what? Lowest cost. Plus condition number 3, it should be independent cell. It should be independent cell. It should be independent cell. What are the 3 conditions to be satisfied? Unallocated plus lowest cost plus independent. When all these 3 conditions are satisfied, in that particular box, I will write what? Epsilon. Once I write epsilon, less than symbol will become what? Equal to symbol. Then apply what? Modi approach. Then apply which approach? Modi approach. Whenever you get confused, you see this chart, you will remember what we have done in class. So first, step number 1 is what? IBFS. Now, before starting IBFS, you have to check whether the problem is balanced and minimization or not. If it is unbalanced, convert into. If it is maximization, convert into. After that only we can start what? IBFS. How many methods are there? 3. Northwest corner rule, LCM and Vogel's approximation. And in exam, we have to do only this one. See, you can apply Modi approach here also. You can apply Modi approach here also. But institute prefers what? Vogel's approximation method. But after you finish the answer as per Vogel's approximation method, then we need to check for what? Optimality. Optimality, how do you check? Number of allocations are equal to m plus n minus 1 or not equal. If number of allocations are equal to m plus n minus 1, immediately apply which approach? If it is greater than m plus n minus 1, somewhere something you have done wrong. If number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, then what do I do? Convert number of allocations into is equals to m plus n minus 1. But how? By creating what? Epsilon. And what is the value of epsilon? Now, once I create an epsilon, less than symbol will become what? And then what do we do? Immediately apply Modi approach. But question is, where should I keep that epsilon? Lot of boxes will be there. 3 conditions should be satisfied. What is condition number 1? Second condition, lowest cost. And third condition, what do we mean by this independent cell? Cost you can easily find out. Unallocated cell, anyone can find out. What do we mean by this independent cell? Place from where loop cannot be formed. Loop cannot be formed. A place from where loop cannot be formed is called what? Is called as independent cell. Clear? Once we create this, then we need to apply which approach? Modi approach. Ab loop, I hope you know. At least you might have heard, right? Loop. We create looping is there in inter level also. Plus minus, we create one box, right? That is only loop. Doubt? If it is साउंड यहाँ तक ना यार. No, not like that. Looping is different. That is we are talking about assignment. That is assignment, not transportation. Till you understood steps. Abhi, just now step started. Now we have to apply what? Modi approach. Till here it's basic step. Anyone can do till here. Now we have to apply which method? Modi approach. Now, can someone tell me Modi ka full form? MO means modified. MO means what? Modified. DI means distribution. Here, so Modi stands for modified distribution approach. Name itself tells you should keep modifying the tables till you get the final answer. So Modi stands for modified distribution approach. In this approach, Modi approach comes in first step or second step? Second step only, because second step optimality we have to check. Immediately after checking optimality, we have to apply which approach? Modi approach. In Modi approach, we have two steps. Step 1, step 2. In step 1, we perform UI plus VJ for allocated cells. And then step number 2 may we perform CJ minus UI plus VJ for unallocated cells. Thoda, little you remember? I think recently I've cleared, right? Acha. A lot of calculations will be there in that. I'll show shortcut also. I'll show lengthy answer also. Whichever you are comfortable, you do in exam, both are accepted. So how many steps are there here? 2 steps. What are those? UI and VJ for which cells? Allocated cells. And then what? CJ minus UI plus VJ for unallocated. 2 steps on. Second step is very important for us. Here, there can be 2 situations. Negative numbers are present and negative numbers are not present. Here, in the CJ minus UI VJ values, negative numbers may be present, negative numbers may not be present. If negative numbers are not present, calculate cost or profit and your answer completes. No tension. But imagine if negative numbers are there, then what you do? Create loop. Create what? Loop. After creating a loop, check for optimality. After checking for optimality, again apply which method? Modi approach. Again, Modi approach mein what will you do? 2 steps. These type of problems only will come in exam. So what I did? First, what did we calculate? IBFS. Then we checked the optimality. Epsilon we created. Then we applied which method? Modi method. Modi method mein, in second step I got negative answer. Then again I will create a loop. After creating the loop, I will check for optimality. Again, after checking optimality, both the steps of Modi approach I will follow. Imagine again second time also Modi approach, second step you got negative. Again, create a loop, check for optimality, Modi approach. Third time also you got negative. Again, create a loop, check for optimality, Modi approach. You have to keep repeating the entire process till all values are 0 or positive. The simple logic. Our objective is what? Reduction in cost. Minimization of cost. Can cost be negative? That is why negative numbers should not be there. Simple. All the other logics, UI wala logic, VJ, all these logics I will explain when we go to problems. Till here you understood basic concept, what we are going to discuss in transportation. Okay. Done writing. So detailed explanation I will do in next class.